Good morning. It's about 6:15 a.m. Slept pretty well. Not too much condensation in the tent, considering we're sitting right next to a river. A little bit more condensation on the outside. I reached out and it's a fair bit. So wiped it down already as I start to pack up everything here and have some breakfast and get on our way for today's hike. I'm going to go up north, see how far I go, and just kind of play it by ear. There's one particular campsite I want to recon when we go up there and maybe backtrack to it. I want to get maybe to the top of so we're into section 8 now, or section 8 and 9. We started at the bottom of 9, so I want to complete 8 at least, which is Ottertail, up to Ottertail Creek, and then maybe turn around there and then come back and stay at that one campsite that I was considering. Otherwise, I might even actually go north into section 7 further. We'll kind of see how I feel and just have some fun. It's gonna be like 21 degrees, mostly sunny today. It's really foggy right now, and tomorrow is the same, about 22 degrees, and then a little bit of rain scheduled, forecasted for Monday morning for part of the trek back. So come up with a plan for that. For we're gonna stay for night 3 later on. All right, gonna pack up. We'll check in later. Put my raincoat at the end of the foot box again, just in case the foot box, the tent, or quilt touch the end of the tent. That way it won't get damp and it works well. No moisture at all on it, which is good to protect the down. Just walking to get my bear bag. I had to go pretty far, probably a couple 100 feet, to find a tree that was semi-suitable. Not a lot of bear hanging opportunities with these type of trees. Mostly in an earth sack or something. And what a beautiful morning. It's about 8 o'clock. I've been on the trail about 10 minutes now. Beautiful morning. The sun has broken through. Almost all the fog off the water is lifted. And heading down the trail. You see drying up a little bit too, as all the leaves and needles aren't quite as wet as they were yesterday so far. Looking forward to a really nice hike today. Beautiful little waterfall here. The trails since, well, pretty much north of Porcupine Tree have been definitely a few degrees less difficult than the ones south of Porcupine Creek. You don't have to concentrate quite so much. There's tricky sections, of course. You got to watch out for sinkholes. As I mentioned yesterday, you want to post a whole leg in one of these. Some of them are like 4 or 5 feet deep. But generally the ground has been flatter too, which has been a nice break compared to all the off-camera stuff. On my way up here, I was just reflecting on yesterday. I had a 4-hour drive to get up here. In hindsight, maybe I should have got a motel the night before or something. Because that added quite a bit of fatigue, having a 4.5-hour drive before a long day hiking. Anyway, on my way up here, I was starting to get, not anxiety, but, you know, starting to get excited, I guess, and like, wow, what am I doing? Because this is just completely different than a provincial park in a number of ways. So, right when I was thinking that, I guess it was about an hour before Thorne, I went by a brown house, and there was a big 10-foot sign, brown, nicely made wood sign, in dark red letters. It said, "No regrets." If you watch my last videos, you know that I was talking about living life and not having regrets. So that put me in my place pretty quick. You know, I think back at my life, and there's been a number of times in my career and other times where it's when I stepped out of my comfort zone and did something a little bit more bold and aggressive, and that's when I've had monumental shifts in whether it's career or whatever. So I think, you know, you can be a passenger in life and just let life happen to you, or you can, you know, take chances here and there and believe in yourself with full confidence. It reminded me of a story from when I was racing motocross. I think I was about 22 years old, and it was my first year racing, and I was top 10 a fair number of times, never higher than about 4th. And one morning I was heading off to a track that I'd never raced at before, and I knocked on my dad's door and opened the door. He was going to come join later, and said, "Bye, Dad, I'm leaving now. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to win today." I woke up that morning with a feeling of total confidence, even though I'd never placed higher than 4th. And I won that day. It was incredible. So you just got to believe in yourself. Don't be a passenger in life. Take chances, calculated risks, and be a participant in your life and not just an audience in your life. Anyway, enough philosophy for today. I'm just loving this stuff.
It's getting warm up here. So this looks like an old forest road. I'm at the top of the ridge here. Just had to do a, looked up, I think it was about a 500-foot ascent. And stop for a second, I've lost the trail, I think. 500-foot ascent, not overly technical, but it was difficult and steady and continuous right up the hill. So not sure when it does that if there's a something unpassable or whatever closer to the shoreline. Maybe that's why that comes up here. There's some cliffs on the other side, so maybe there's a cliff there or something. In any event, the bugs are starting to come out a little bit, and it's getting kind of sweaty already. So anyway, I'm gonna continue on, see if I can find the trail. These mossy ridges have been my favorite part of the trail so far. They're a little bit more open areas. The sun is just reflecting on everything. Beautiful moss, very cushiony on the feet. And we've been zigzagging from that upper ridge of this mossy area, zigzagging down towards the water, and a very pleasant walk. Just a very nice area. So, highlight for me so far. A nice little ford to do here. I don't think it looks too bad. There's pebbles and so on. Oh, it's kind of refreshing on the feet. So looking back across this little inlet that I crossed further down over there, where I had to do that small ford, there was a flat area, and I didn't look at the GPS while I was there, and I didn't see a fire pit, but that's the green campsite that I was kind of targeting. Glad I didn't try to get there last night, because that would have been way too much. I think it's been over 2 hours to get just to here. Anyway, so I went past that, and I'm at a nice little campsite called Camp 5 here, so it's its own little beach. Not quite as big as across the way, but nice little beach. And look at this. There's a picnic table. Nice area in the pines. And there's even an outhouse back there. Not sure if it's functional, but yeah. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set up camp, and it's not even lunch yet. It's only like 11 o'clock or something. I'm going to set up camp. I'll light my pack by half, and that's not cool. Look what someone did here. I might not want to stay here now. Who would do that? Seriously. I don't know if it's cut in the right direction. Anyway, I'm going to try to ignore that because this is a nice site. Hope no crazies come. So I'm going to set up here, go to a half bag, and then I'm going to take a little break and continue on the trail and see if I can finish up this section, get up to Opimika or whatever it's called, and I'll check in shortly. So in the end I decided not to leave my tent and so on behind there. Swastika got me in a weird frame of mind that I just had visions of, you know, somebody coming and destroying it or whatever, because maybe it's a campsite that they use on a Saturday night. I know it's probably really old and everything. So I looked at the trail planner from the Osprey people, and it doesn't show a Camp 5. It shows just the Green Creek camp. And it's kind of not clear on the map what side of Green Creek it's on, so whether it's on this side or the other side where I thought I may have missed it. One of the main guys, mentioned that the Green Creek site was a favorite on a recent hike that they did a few weeks ago, and that was a really nice site. So I'm wondering if that was actually it. There's more beach here too. I wonder if that was actually it, and they just thought it was Green Creek when actually it was Camp 5. I'm not sure. In any event, I'm going to go on. So it's about 7 kilometers to the end of the section to Opimika, I believe it's called. Let's scramble up here. So there and back, it's 14 kilometers. So that's the pace I've been doing. I'll still get home. I'll still get back to this site anyway, like by 5 o'clock, kind of at the latest. So perfect. So I'm just going to continue on. Can anyone tell me what this is? I have no idea. Man, some of these climbs are getting more and more difficult. This isn't going to come out on the camera, but that's steep and rocky, and I've already been going up for, I don't know, 5 minutes. Well, this last 40 minutes or so has been some of the most grueling hiking I've done. Really, really technical, steep, scrambly, almost, well, hands on the rocks a few times and on trees. Yeah, really scrambly 40 minutes or so. Not sure what the elevation was. Anyway, it's hot too. So in retrospect, I think it's probably a good idea that I brought all my stuff, because if for whatever reason something happens, or if I decide just to camp up at Hidden Lake or something, I have that option rather than trying to trek back through this. I'd made the mistake of anticipating that the trails going forward would be as they had been for the last several hours, several kilometers, which was relatively easy, and well, that hasn't been the case at all. So anyway, I'm going to continue on here. It's a beautiful day. It's hot. It's probably over 20 already, and in the sunny sections it's really, really warm, but it's better than raining. I enjoy walking on this moss. Sometimes gives out a little bit and you slip, but it's nice and cushiony. Got like a 2-minute flatter break near the water, and now we're going right back up again. Pardon me. Tight squeeze with the pack there to get through. So a lot of these trails, when they zigzag back down after, oh, look at this, interesting, whatever it is. When they zigzag back down, they bring it down along a cliff face like this, which is quite interesting and beautiful. Just hope they don't fall on me. I'm sure they've been here for thousands and thousands of years. So it's going to zigzag there, down there, and you can see the blaze, and it's going to continue on there. So just want to give you a sense of what some of these trails are like. This is actually an easy section. So this is the Hidden Lake campsite. Nice little tent spot right there. Fire pit, some benches, and some more benches over here, I guess, if you wanted to rest your canoe or another place to sit. Probably a few more tent spots up there too. Nice spot. Originally I was looking at this site on the map over the last many months through the winter. I was kind of thinking maybe I'd get to this for the second night, but anyway, I'm going to keep going right to the end of this section, turn around and evaluate whether I stay here or head back to Green Creek. So I've just popped out of the forest there onto the road. So I think to say I officially completed this section, I'm going to have to go to the up the bridge, up the road here to the bridge, and then I'll make a decision what I'm going to do about heading back.